Hey guys, Mike here from Panther Hollow Sporting Optics. I hope this video finds you well. Well, what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to go over a few things. I constantly get emails and questions about optics, this, that, and the other. Mostly optics, okay? So we're going to do a little bit of basically common sense stuff today, okay? This is a custom barreled 6.5 Creedmoor. Okay, this is a Remington short action. The action has been trued and it's been squared. It has a aftermarket trigger in it. There's a Timney 2-stage trigger. Okay. Now this is a factory Howa. Okay, this is a factory Howa action. I've had the bolt fluted on it, getting ready to do some work on it, getting ready to make it into something. It has a factory trigger. Now with these two side by side, which one would you think is better? Which one's going to be more accurate? Which one is going to be, let's say, easier to use and easier to get on target because of the way it's put together? Well, it would be this one. This has got a custom barrel on it, and it has an aftermarket trigger. An aftermarket trigger and a custom barrel is better than a factory barrel and a factory trigger. That's just it, plain and simple. This is a bull barrel. Okay, it's a full bull barrel. Doesn't really matter what is chambered in, but it's a full bull barrel. It's a benchmark barrel. This barrel is better than this barrel right here. It could cost considerably more money. These two barrels, out of these two, this bull barrel is probably going to maintain its stiffness longer than this barrel right here, which is an MTU taper. Okay. Now, why would I say that? Why would I go down that road? Okay. Let's have another example. Let's talk about Hornady brass. Okay. And we have Nosler brass right here. And what about Lapua brass? Got Lapua brass right here. Out of these three cases, out of these three manufacturers, which brass do you think is better? Well, some people would argue that Hornady's pretty good brass, and it is pretty good brass. And some people would argue that Nosler is really good brass. And it is good brass. On the other hand, Lapua is really, really good brass. I've had more luck with getting a longer case life out of Lapua than I have some of the other brasses, okay? Some of the other cases. That's just a fact, okay? So where's all this leading to, okay? This is a Vortex Razor Gen 2, a very popular scope. I have one. There's a lot of people that have these things, okay? A really, really nice scope for the money. Is it the best scope for the money? Not nowadays, it's not. I mean, there's other scopes that's in this price range. It has more elevation. It has a more, the Razor's kind of behind in some areas. That's why the Gen 3 actually is out, okay? What the Razor got right was the turrets. The turrets, the illumination. The illumination is super clean. You turn it all the way up to high power. There's no starbursting inside. It is just a great, tough, and I want to say tough optic. It's a very tough optic, very reliable optic. Is it worth the money they asked for back in the day? I mean, that's debatable, okay? There was a lot of options back when this was new, okay? Let me repeat that. There was a lot of options available now that wasn't available back when this was new, okay? Optics have really grown over the past 3-4 years, really grown, okay? So the Razor Gen 2 is a great scope. I like it. I've used this scope. It's not mounted on anything right now, but I don't plan on selling this scope because I really like it. I do use it on certain occasions, or I loan it out. If people want to see what a Razor is like, then they can use this scope, okay? In my area here, obviously. Now, this brings me to the Arken. Okay, this is the EP5. Let me start off by saying this is a great scope for the money. Very competitive scope, okay? There's a lot to like here, okay? It depends on what you're going to do with it and where you're at in your long range shooting endeavor, okay? Where you're at as far as your growth goes in shooting, okay? A great starter scope. It's a great scope for someone to buy and learn long range with, and then eventually they'll move to a different optic, something that's got a little better glass in it. The tracking on the Arken is really good. It's up there with some higher price optics, okay, as far as the tracking goes. The illumination is okay. It does starburst on high settings. There is some issues when you turn it up to high and you look down it, and you'll see starbursting. And if you have one of these guys, if you have a low range scope, you know what I'm talking about. This is a budget optic. They've done a really, really good job with this optic, but I continually get messages asking, is this scope better than or equal to whatever? And the short answer is it's equal to or as good as some $800 scopes for sure. After you get past $800, there opens the door to a lot of scopes out there that have better glass. They're just better all the way around, okay? A great scope. And I'm going to get messages down below that say, oh, he's an Arken hater or whatever. That is not the case, guys. I absolutely love my Arken scopes. They have a place, and have a place here at Panther Hollow. I sell these. I use these. This is where I start a lot of guys out on, okay? A lot of times, though, people will buy these, right? They'll buy this stuff. These are really good scopes. They'll buy these scopes. And then they'll move to something else. They'll be looking for something else. Something that cuts the mirage a little bit better. Something that's a little clearer, longer range, okay? Those things are important as a target shooter, as a hunter, as a lot of things that has to do with long range. Now, if your whole deal is 300 yards and in, great optic. If you're slapping steel out to 1,000 yards, you don't care about seeing trace or anything like it, great optic. That fits the bill. You got to check the boxes when you're looking at these scopes. You got to check the boxes. What do you want to do with it? The biggest thing is, what can I afford? That's where you start. What can I afford? What fits my budget? Okay? It doesn't make a lot of sense to take a $2,000, $1,500 barreled action and throw on a $500 optic or $600 optic. Okay, typically whatever you spend on your gun is what you want to spend on your scope. Typically. I don't do that. I think the scopes that are in the $1,500 to $2,500 range work really well for me. I've not had any issues. I've not really had to break the $2,500 barrier yet. I'm looking at some other scopes that I may be breaking that barrier one of these days. As of right now, I get everything I need out of the $1,500 to $2,000 range in optics. I'm talking about Maven and Tract, and there's some other ones out there that I could make a list on and on and on. There's really good scopes when you get up to that price range, and you can see bullet trace. Are they as good as a Z-Comp? No, they're not as good as a Z-Comp. Are they good as a tangent? No, they're not as good as a tangent. That's just it, plain and simple. I shot with a guy a couple weeks ago, and he had a zero compromise, and I had my Maven out there, and we were seeing trace through, in that condition, we were seeing trace through the Z-Comp that we was not seeing through the Maven. Okay, that Z-Comp is twice the price of the Maven. There's a reason for that, okay? There are other channels out there that's going to tell you that, you know, this is good as a Night Force Attacker or a Night Force Beast or whatever. Come on, guys. It's simply not the case. At 100 yards, a lot of these scopes look really good. You got to get out of that 100, especially in broad daylight, okay? Broad daylight at 100 yards, man, a lot of scopes look good. A lot of scopes look good. Get them out, use them, take them out past 100 yards, get them in the mirage, get them in the low light situations, and you'll see the differences. It's that plain, it's in that simple. It's plain and simple. All right, guys, so I am an Arken affiliate. I sell Arken scopes here at my shop, and we do very well with them. I don't over-represent them because I'm an actual target guy. I actually shoot targets. I actually use them in competition. I've used them in competition. I have videos of me using this particular Arken on my F-class gun, my 308, and we done pretty good. We placed second place. Guys, again, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm doing these videos for you guys. I mean, it's just me sharing information. I don't make anything off these videos. I don't get paid to do these videos. I do these videos in my spare time, okay? I do these videos for you guys. So that there is an information highway out there, information that's usable, not information that is trash can worthy, okay? Because some of it is literally trash can worthy. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope this video finds you well. I hope the Lord bless you in everything you do. This is Mike from Panther Hollow. Until next time, guys, we'll see you in the next video.